Savant.
Oh my stars! Cole Curfew ties it.
He's in. He scores! Oh my! Demona!
What's up, Curfew Boys fans, and welcome to another episode of the Curfew Boys. If you like what you hear, you can give us a follow on Instagram, X, Facebook, and TikTok. If you want to hear more of these episodes, you can listen to us on any podcast platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Podcasts, any podcast platform you guys like to listen to. And if you want to listen to us and watch us at the same time and see these beautiful faces, you can like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. It is free to follow, so please give us a follow and an honest rating. And before we get this episode started, we'd like to thank all our sponsors. We got Mike's Barbecue Rubs. He's a Canadian company based out of Montreal, Quebec that sells barbecue rubs, sauces, and kettle-cooked chips. All their products are proudly made and packaged here in Canada. They could be used on all types of meat, vegetables, and even fish. Their chips are kettle cooked in Canada, and are the only company in Canada who is using their own barbecue rub as their seasoning for their chips. Follow them on all social media pages such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. All their products are available to purchase on their website at www.mikesbarbecuerub.com, and they also ship their products all across Canada. And always, let's get their quote out there. Sorry,
Their slogan.
Their slogan, as always, don't forget to rub
your meat.
We also got Les Délices La Frenais, some of the best pastries here in Montreal, cakes, cannolis, and of course, our favorite, especially in the month of March, Zeppelis. They have 6 locations, including Rosemere, Brossard, Saint-Julie, Montreal West, Pointe Claire, and our hometown where we were all brought up, Saint Leonard. Visit their website on lesdeliceslafrenais.com. They are simply delicious. And also our favorite sponsor, we got Sunil, Habs Cave. What a great man. Guys, give him a follow at Habs Cave. Every Habs memorabilia you can think of, he has it and more in his cave. Every man's dream, every Habs fan dream to have such a basement like that. Also, he supports the community. So give him a follow at Habs Cave, Sunil. Also, before we get things started as well, I just want to say one more thing. It is the month of November. Let's take a moment to remember the meaning behind Remembrance Day here in Canada. It's time to honor and thank all the men and women who served and continue to serve our country. If you haven't already, make sure to wear your poppy proudly. It is simple but powerful way to show respect and keep their memory alive.
Oh yeah, I love
Sammy.
it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Also, the month of November is also Movember.
Yes, sir.
To raise awareness for men's health and men's I guess cancer research, you could say, like prostate and so on. You already got the mustache going, so I think that's a pretty good thing. I mean, if I don't shave after this episode recording on a Sunday evening, by Monday morning it'll probably look like yours. And so
I'm not just doing the Movember thing, but it's there.
It's there. But nonetheless, for those of you that are participating in a lot of these Movember charities for men's health, cheers to you. Yeah, big time.
Also, before we talk about our beloved, beautiful Montreal Canadiens, Habs, look, I'm on the fence here. It's normal here in Montreal, and all Montreal-based people do not want to root for anything that has to do with Toronto. Anything about Toronto, we just hate.
Hey, I knew you were going there.
You know, and look, I'm not gonna lie, I did not like. You think I would even cheer for a second for the Blue Jays? Ever, never. But there was something about this Blue Jays team and the character they had and the fight they had all season long and all playoffs long. I have to admit, kind of sucks to say this out loud, but there was a part of me that was rooting for them a tiny little bit. I can't even say I'm going to throw up, but yeah, there was I think all of Canada was backing them up, and it was just proud to see that the love we had for the Jays Can't believe I'm saying that. Fuck. But nonetheless, it was nice to see that support and the love that we had for them. But then when they lost, I was
Well,
happy also. So I
it's
was like happy and sad at the same time.
no, okay. So
Bittersweet moment, I guess, if you want to say that.
because they're listen, I grew up loving baseball, watching baseball, and loving the Montreal Expos, and also with that came my love for the Montreal Canadiens. So anything Toronto at that time, I hated, and that included the Jays. But that's also because we had our own team,
Yeah.
right? We don't. Toronto Blue Jays is the only Canadian baseball team remaining, and there's even for those of you I'm sure have seen or maybe not have watched, but have seen that there's a documentary about the Expos on Netflix called Who Killed the Expos, and that I've watched it twice already, and both times it's like going back to a toxic ex-girlfriend thinking things are going to get better and you won't be sad or miserable, which is not true. That's a terrible comparison, but my point in all this was I was definitely rooting for the Jays. Listen, when the Expos left, my love for baseball went with them, and I think it's a general feeling amongst many Montreal Expos fans. I think there's probably a lots of them that still love the game of baseball, but maybe feeling bitter towards Major League Baseball, right? So, but I think this season, not more this season. Sorry, I kept track of what they were doing, how they were playing, but then when they made playoffs, it's like okay, you watch a couple of games here and there, and as they kept going, you really started to watch. And dude, there were tons and thousands of Montreal Canadiens fans rooting for the Blue Jays just because I think it's the general feeling, the only Canadian team here. So why not root for the Canadian team? On a personal level, yes, I wanted them to win, but I think more than anything, I wanted Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to win because I was a major fan of his dad, Vladimir Guerrero, in his days with the Expos. So I think I'm more sad for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays. I think I'm more sad for them than I am sad for the city of Toronto, if you want to put it that way. And there was two things. There's two comments I'm gonna make. Is that this Blue Jays team? I don't know if it's just me and to our audience members that are diehard Montreal Canadiens fans, but was there not a bit of that feeling like we had here in Montreal when the Canadiens went to the Stanley Cup Finals during the COVID year? Like I think the Blue Jays fan base went through the same type of emotions that us Montreal Canadiens fans went through when they went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Like there was, the underdog story. Nobody gave them a chance to go far. They're a family. They have that family bond too, like our Montreal Canadiens had, not just now, but even back then with Shea Weber, Carey Price, Corey Perry, like kind of leading the way.
Yeah.
I think to
But
me,
I think
I felt there
I
was a bit
think
of that similarity, like that feeling.
no, but you're right, Sam. I think you just you said it perfectly. It's a 32-year drought. Same situation like the Montreal Canadiens, very long drought. We finally make it to the finals for the first time in so long. No one had faith in them. Look, when they announced the Jays versus the Dodgers, everybody said the Dodgers in four.
Oh yeah,
No one thought that Jays would even give them a chance. And the Jays proved everybody wrong. And they could have easily won. It took them 5 innings and they choked like every other Toronto thing. But
but that's the
all,
other. This is my next question. Could this go down as one of the biggest heartbreaks, or I don't know if I want to use the word choke exactly, but like it is this a curse for like Toronto sports aside from the Raptors that won, and I was
Mhm.
actually rooting for them that year. Again, only Canadian team, but like my God, like if you're a Leafs fan, you're a Blue Jays fan, like all in one, like how much more heartbreak can you guys take?
Look, so
It's
so what
getting
I know.
ridiculous. Like it's to the point now where like this is I'm feeling pity for them now. Maybe
So
not Leafs fans, but like just Toronto sports fans in general. My goodness.
yeah, but see, like to me, let's just conclude this because I don't want to talk about Toronto anymore. But just to conclude this, to me, to actually say out loud that I had a bit of support for the Jays. It was more of like you just said it before, the underdog story. It's nice it's always nice to follow that kind of
Mhm.
story in sports, right?
Right,
A
right.
32-year drought, everybody against them, and you see our city, our country, or whatever, all of Canada backing up
Yeah,
the
of
Jays.
course.
The community, like you saw it everywhere.
Mhm.
And what made me also being a Jays fan for just one game was after yesterday. No, I'm not. I'm not. It's not. It's funny, but I was at the Bell Center yesterday,
Yeah.
and when I started hearing Blue Jay chants in the fucking Bell Center,
Yeah,
that's when it
it's
made me realize, holy shit! Like we're everybody's supporting them. Everybody's supporting them. All
yeah.
the hate we have for the Leafs or everything that has to do with Toronto kind of erased because again, it was the only Canadian team. We haven't seen baseball in Canada like this in a long time, and just the underdog story, the 32-year drought, all that. So to me, when I was in that Bell Center yesterday and hearing all those chants, I'm like, holy shit! You know what? Go Jays! Like go
Mhm.
Jays! And
Mhm.
so yeah, it was just nice
Fuck,
to
man.
see. I like when the community is put together, especially with all we hear in the news now and politics and all that
Yeah.
crap.
Well, of
To me,
course,
it's
of
nice
course.
to see when everybody's in a good mood. So
Oh, 1,000%. And in all honesty, this Blue Jays team could have been like the Edmonton Blue Jays or the Vancouver Blue Jays or the Hamilton Blue Jays. I think all of Canada, including myself, would have still rooted for them equally. It's just the fact that it's Toronto. It's like
yeah,
it's another one of those. You got to be kidding me. And I'm gonna say this one last thing. Like, well, first off, like, man, the Dodgers just did not want to go down without a fight. Like, my goodness, talk about having your backs against the wall and just one dinger after another to tie it to regain the lead and
the
like
baseball gods were on
they
their side,
the dude. I think Toronto deserved this. The Blue Jays deserve
hands
this,
down.
but you got to give credit to the LA Dodgers, man, for not quit. Like, wow,
No, they
what
didn't
their
quit.
backs against the wall. And I'm gonna end it on this. The reason why I wanted the Blue Jays to win more, like one of I think deep down inside at a subconscious level, when's the last time the Blue Jays won?
So yes, 92 and then 93. So that
So
means we would have
1993, right? When's the
exactly.
last time the Canadians won the cup?
I know exactly where you're going, but
I'm just saying.
the Jays have
I'm
to win
just
2 years
saying.
in a row to make that happen. So I would say if they would have won this
Oh
year,
my god.
won next, and
Oh
the
my
Habs would
god.
have won next year. But anyways, ladies and
But yeah.
gentlemen, welcome to a Curfew Boys podcast episode. Fuck the Jays, fuck the Leafs, fuck everything Toronto. You got Anxious Anthony here. We got Fireman Sam in the house.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Hey
talk.
no.
Let's talk Canada's team, the Montreal fucking Canadiens. Yes, I'm gonna say fucking because they get me fucking angry, but I love them, and I love them. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'll keep saying it. I'm in love.
Oh
Look,
man.
let's fast forward. Let's rewind to Seattle. I know you guys did a pregame show, you and Chris. It was a late game. I stayed up for it, was dozing off. 8 minutes left of the third period. We're up 3-0. I'm like, do I shut this down and just go to bed because they're winning? They're gonna win. I mean, it's 12:20 in the morning, 3-0 lead. I'm like, might as well 8 more minutes, stay up. And then 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. They forced overtime. And of course, we have our God Caulfield who saves the day. And then let's fast forward to last night, 2-0, going into the third, 2-1, 2-2, lose the lead, 3-2. You see where I'm going here, Sam? 3-2. Tie the game with the character that we have, go to overtime, and again, we win it. Yes, we're happy. We're in love. We're getting it. We got those 4 points, but we cannot keep seeing this, Sam. Blowing leads. That's where I want to conclude that.
Mhm.
Last 2 games, blowing leads. Last year was a lot of catch-up hockey.
Yeah.
This year is blowing leads. And we finally have a team to feel comfortable in a 3-on-3 scenario. We haven't gone to shootout yet because we have a team that can win on 3-on-3.
Mhm.
And it's nice to see. It's a positive. But going there game after game after game. We have like can't always have that. And you said something when we first before we press the record button. I'll let you say it. The stats on this season so far, going overtime. Go for it, Sam.
Yeah, I'm calling this team so far the overtime kings because I saw some stats on NHL.com. The Canadiens have 9 wins on the season, right? Nine wins on the year. Only 4 of those are in regulation. So more than half of these wins are in overtime. Okay, so it tells me a couple of things, okay? And I'm just glad the Canadiens are at a stage now in this entire process that they are able to at least get a lead in the game instead of trailing and then catching up towards the last minute of the game, tying it up and going to overtime and then see what happens. Sometimes they won, sometimes they lost. Win in shootout, lost in shootout. That was last season. The season before that, and I mentioned this before, they would catch up, tie the game, maybe lose the lead with a minute and a half remaining. Yeah, it sucked, but we're there like it's a rebuild, it's a process. We could see them building that character of having at least the fight, the grit to come back. So let's fast forward. That was 2 seasons ago. Let's fast forward this season. They're getting the leads 2-0, 3-0. The game against Seattle, look, I obviously didn't watch it because it was a late game. I only watched the first period. I heard the story of, Jaden Struble tried to create an attack, turned it over, caused a penalty, gave Seattle momentum, and thank God for Cole Caulfield in overtime, who beat the record for most overtime wins in Montreal Canadiens history, which is a pretty big freaking deal. The reason why I'm concerned, and I thank God, actually, I thank the hockey gods that it's only happening earlier in the season. Okay, we just finished October. We're starting November on the right track with a win, a W, 2 points. But this month is going to be a pretty busy month. December and January, Anthony. I don't know if you checked the schedule. Packed with games. Packed with games. And obviously because of the Olympics coming up in February, okay? But January, February is going to be jam-packed with games. So the workload, load management within the games are going to be extremely important, okay? This team right now, they need to learn quickly how to keep these leads and not blow them, like you said. Some might ask, but we got probably the players who you want to go 3-on-3. Sure, absolutely. You want Hudson out there. You want Nick Suzuki out there. You want Cole Coffey out there. Absolutely. You want Ivan Demidov. Okay, then at some point Matheson too. He's scoring an overtime goal or two. Guys, you all need to remember this. All this is fine and dandy during the regular season. What happens in the playoffs? What happens in the playoffs when the Canadiens are leading 1-0, 2-0 in some of these important games? Games 5, Game 6, a Game 7. Hope to the hockey gods they make it there. They blow these leads, and they go in overtime. When it comes to playoff hockey, guys, there is no 3-on-3. There is no Lane Hudson, Ivan Demidov taking over the ice and creating magic out there. Not during the playoffs. You're going to go up against, if you're going to go up against, I'll throw in a Washington Capitals team because that's who we faced last year in overtime. It's not the same game anymore like the regular season. The only saving grace I can think of right now is, look, the team knows it. The team's aware of it. We're starting off in November. And I'm happy that it's happening now. And there's still time to kind of fix things up. It's going to be a long season once again. It's better they do this here now than come March, end of March, beginning of April. So are we happy? Like Anthony mentioned, yes. Are we satisfied? Personally, no. I want to see them maintain these leads, okay? But also, how many times did we see crappy goals get scored on this team?
So
Especially when Sam Montembeau's in nets. How many of those have happened? It's unbelievable, man.
so let's go back to Seattle. And I know it was Dobej Nets. Up to the 8 minute mark of the third period, and I'm not. I kind of, maybe if we want to talk about if jinx exists and superstitious stuff actually exists in the world, then you know what? Blame me. All right, because up to the 8 minute mark of the third period, I was already creating a post for our Curfew Boys page saying, "What a perfect game!
Oh, fuck.
Shutout. We scored
Oh, my
every power
God.
play goal, and
Yeah.
we stopped every PK."
Yeah.
Right up to that point, it was. I wanted to call that Poles game show, if you had one, perfect game. It was just perfect up to that point. Not one goal on nets. Every power play was a check mark. Every PK was a check mark. And then the downfall of Struble. Do I blame Dobej there? I don't. Looking at those goals, it was just bad momentum, power play, 6-on-5. You can't blame the goalie at that point. The moment is dropping like crazy. Am I being biased because I'm happy with Dobej and I hate Monty right now? Maybe. But let's fast forward to last night.
That's a strong word. Hating Monty, dude.
Well, not hating, but like I'm in that zone where like, fuck, Monty's just pissing us off. I'm not comfortable with him in nets. But yesterday, Monty was actually playing a good first two periods.
Yeah.
And I was really rooting for him to get that shutout to prove it to everybody, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah.
You saw it in him. So I was at the game and they had the camera on him right before the entrance, and he was just in a zone. During the national anthem, the guy looked angry, like there was a lot of fire in him.
Hmm.
And he knows that last night's game was a game that could have ended his number one spot, right? You said it yesterday too. You wrote it in the Curfew Boys page and to our group chat. Hey guys, if Monty loses tonight, is it time to say that Dobej is your number one? And I think Monty feels that. He feels like he's about to lose his spot. So yesterday's game was a game where he was coming out strong in his hometown, wants to win this for the boys and to the fans and to his management, saying, "Hey, I deserve number one still." And he came out strong.
Yeah.
First period, amazing. Second period, amazing. But then, I'm sorry, Sam, if you look at all three goals were behind the net and a pad tipping. Like, those are goals that you have to save. I don't blame the team. Well, you could, but also when your team is not performing, you need to be your number one player as a goalie to stop these stupid shots. If the team is playing bad and the other team is having amazing opportunities to score, then you can't blame anybody, right? Or you just point fingers at your team. But when your team is playing bad, but you're letting stupid goals in, there's a problem.
Well,
And
I
all
can't.
three,
I can't blame him for the first two goals, like the one off of Matheson's foot and all that. Like there was the whole debate: was it goalie interference or not? And in all honesty, I don't think it was. And I say that because if it was the opposite, if that happened to the Canadians and we got a goal and they waved it off because it was goalie interference, I would have been upset. So, but at the same time, too, like that play goes so fast off of Matheson's foot and in. The first goal was weird. Like it was on the goal line, it was on the side. Like it. I don't know how the heck it went through the defender's legs and all. Anyways, a fluky goal, but whatever. It was just the right things happened for I think it was Batherson that popped that one in. The second goal, whatever. The third goal, okay. I mean, I think he definitely misread what Stutzla was gonna do. I think he was anticipating Stutzla to give a pass. So I think it was a 2-on-1. I'm pretty
yeah.
certain it was, and I think Monty kind of like cheated a little bit. I think he was ready to make the cross crease slide because he was anticipating a pass, and Stutzla just roofed it backhand. It was a nice goal by Stutzla, and I'm gonna throw up in my mouth because I can't stand mentioning that name, but like he's got all the talent in the world. But No, at the end of the day, like I'm happy for Sam that he got the W. It wasn't perfect, and at the end of the day, look, the team feels confident in front of him. I don't buy that they're playing better. They're playing different in front of Dobesh compared to Sam. I just don't buy it. I think they have full trust in him. But Marty and the coaching staff, if they want win, if they want to win, if they want points, they have to slowly start. I think at some point they're gonna have to decide to shorten the leash a little bit on any goalie, whether it's Dobesh or Montembeau.
See, that's why I was very surprised that Monty played yesterday because, and I get what you're saying, Sam, and they have to start shortening that leash and playing the hot goalie. And there was a little gap between Seattle and this game. So Dobesh is hot right now. So
Yeah, but
with that gap,
I
thought
called it
Dobesh would have continued playing.
the same, but
I want to
I
play
call
that card.
actually no, I said same, but no, I predicted that Monty would be in net despite the result of Dobesh against Seattle because I just think you give Sam Montembeau all that time off and don't let him play. I think you make things worse for the goalie if you don't. I personally believe so. And look, it still raises a question, and it's not a controversial one. But again, it's going back to okay, who do you put in net Tuesday against the Flyers, who are playing very well? The Flyers are a pretty good team this year, and then you have Thursday against New Jersey in New Jersey,
I'll
who's the
be at that
best team.
game.
Who's the
I'll
best
be at
team?
that game.
That's gonna be sick. They're the best team in the East right now, besides us. So you're gonna have to decide. I truly think it's gonna be split duties once again. Do you put? I think Monty plays Tuesday against Philly. Make Monty play at home, and no matter what the results are, give Dobesh on the road. Dobesh plays well on the road too. Give him that game. Maybe give Dobesh the challenge of facing the best team in the East right now. I'm good with that. To be honest with you, I'm actually good with that. And then maybe you put Sam Montembeau back Saturday night against Utah. I could see that happening. I could totally see that happening. But then again, it all depends. It all depends what happens. I think it all depends what happens. Maybe Thursday. I think Thursday might be a deciding factor of who plays Saturday. Because if
Yeah, because
Dobish
you're playing a very good team, and that
if Dobish goes in Thursday against, let's just say this is all hypothetical predicting, right? If Dobish goes Thursday against New Jersey and wins, plays lights out. How do you not go to him on Saturday versus Utah? Because then you go back Tuesday, the week after that, Tuesday at home against the Kings, who maybe you put Monty in there. Like I don't know, man. I look at the schedule. I really look at the schedule. There's the back to back games. The final two games of November, they go on the West again for Utah, but then Friday and Saturday, the final Friday and Saturday of November, Vegas on a Friday, and then Colorado on a Saturday, afternoon games. So those they're splitting. But then, like I said, Philly, New Jersey, Utah at home at the Bell Center, Kings, Dallas, Boston, all at home, Columbus on the road, Capitals, Leafs at home. I I I I could totally see both goalies splitting the duties this month, man. I really, really could. It's and then I can see that happening. But then
well,
again, maybe they go. Do they go with the hot goalie around that time of the year? It's
well, look, come December, it's a heavy duty schedule, and they're all close by. We have like 15 games in December, and they're all close. There's no major breaks compared to this month.
no, it's
There's a
not.
lot of like
There's
2 days
there's
off,
there's
1 2
only
days
there's
off.
only the Christmas break. There's only yeah yeah they're playing
Every other game is
they're
back to
playing
back.
every second night up until Christmas Eve, and then back at it the 28th of December. Yeah, it's
Now, come December, that's when you're splitting duties between me and you. I think as a coach management, like you said before, you're splitting duties there. November, I think, is the hot goalie, in my opinion.
yeah, dude, it's very very possible. I just again I just see
Why is it that
I see Sam Montembeault starting against the Flyers, and then I see Jakub Dobeš starting against the Devils on Thursday in New Jersey.
why do we always have this debate year after year after year?
No, because now it's serious. It's because now like we have to make the playoffs. We can't just be in the mix anymore. And we saw last year a terrible October. It's like
No, what I'm
we
trying to say
we
is,
can't have that. We
why
can't
don't
have
we
that.
have a number one goalie? Like, why can't we have a
We
secured
do
number
have a
one
number
goalie?
one goalie. He's just not with the Canadians yet.
Yeah.
Ant, I'm telling you, Ant, you were at the Montreal game. I was at the Laval game Saturday in the afternoon, and like he let in just one bad goal, Jacob Fowler. Like I know he wish he could have had that back with his glove. And after that, man, it's like nothing could phase this kid in net. He's so calm, gives no rebounds, covers the puck properly and quickly, gives nothing
See,
to
but I
the
see that in
opposition.
Dobej. You know what I mean? Like,
No problem at all.
Dobej is so
But
calm,
there's
so relaxed.
it could be. I just I'm telling you, yeah, but guys, I love Jakub Dobeš more than anybody in this fan base and on this panel on this podcast. The Jakub Dobeš I saw starting in Laval versus Jacob Fowler starting in Laval, I'm sorry, it's night and day. It's night and day, man. Jakub Dobeš, don't get me wrong, really progressed, really worked on his lateral movement controls and all that. But when Jakub Dobeš started in Laval, his very first year in Laval, it was like, oh, and they had the Strauss man, like the poor guy couldn't do the job. Caden Primo was up, but when Jakub Dobeš first started, like too aggressive, but somehow he was making big saves. I give him full credit. But I'm looking at the way Jacob Fowler starting his pro hockey career in Laval versus the way Jakub Dobeš started. Guys,
Yeah, if you want to compare it
I'm
that way, but
sorry. I'm sorry to say, Jacob Fowler right now, man. Like, I'm not saying he's NHL ready, but dude, if he keeps playing this way, like he's obviously not perfect. He's gonna have a bad game or two here and there, but I saw him Saturday. He was calm, poised, and let in one bad goal and was like, "That's on me, boys." But like, I'm not gonna let in anything else after that.
I'm
Like
not,
he's already got two shutouts.
and I'm
It's
not denying that he's in. He's it. He's the next carry. But I'm not ready to put my hopes, like all my money in that bet yet, because I guess PTSD with Caden and Primo. You know, we all said the same thing. We all felt that, and I know things are different. I know Fowler is better than Primo in Lava, whatever. But I don't know. I'm just not. I guess we're so spoiled to have a Carey Price in our lifetime, and it's gonna be really hard to get that again. And I hope one day we get that again. But we're not like every other fan base and any other team in the league where your number one goalie comes from a trade or the on and offs or whatever.
Mhm.
We got spoiled with Carey Price. Simple as that. It's gonna be a really, really long time before we trust a fucking goalie. And we all thought that Primo was your new CP, right?
Li-
Uh, I'm
Listen,
not ready to say Fowler isn't, but I'm
I
hoping,
no,
based
no,
on
for
everything I'm
sure.
hearing
I'm
from
I'm just
analysts and from you and everybody else that will follow him, right?
but I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna end it on the goalie subject because I want to talk about this team, like still like the Demidovs and the Hudson plays and all that. Jakub Dobeš doesn't mean much, but it still means something. Jakub Dobeš, 5th round pick. Caden Primo, 7th round pick. Jacob Fowler, 3rd round pick. I don't think I don't think that's a meaningless fact. There's something major there for a reason. And yeah, Caden Primo had an excellent college career, very good in the World Juniors for Team USA. But something, somewhere down the line, if he's a 7th round pick, there's probably a reason for that. Jakub Dobeš, there's probably a reason for that. Jacob Fowler, 3rd round pick, we all know the reason for that. there's a clear behind the scenes documentary of the scouts arguing for him at the table. I'm just saying, am I going around saying Jakub Dobeš is never going to be the number one goalie for the Montreal Canadiens? No, but nobody's going to convince me otherwise that this management isn't putting all their faith that Jacob Fowler is that guy. The reason why they picked him, where they picked him, how they picked him, why they picked him, is for him to eventually play games like the number one goaltender of the Montreal Canadiens. So that's all I have to say about the goaltenders issue that we have in Montreal. It's not even a controversy. Man, Ivan Demidov is such a gamer. Like I just when you think you've seen it all with this kid, the fake shots passing across the Suzuki multiple times on a power play. Man, you were at the game. I was watching, and when he picked up, when him and Matheson kind of did like those drop passes to each other, Matheson drops it to him. You like, I see Demidov, I see Lane Hudson on his left, and I'm like, oh my god, you knew it was coming. This tic tac give and go play, you knew that was coming, and I actually jumped in the air more for that goal than Alex Newhook's overtime goal. I kid you not.
The building was on fire on every single goal, but for some odd reason, I don't know if you noticed it. I noticed it. I kept an eye on him all game. But Demidov was quiet the first two periods. He wasn't on the ice much. Yeah. I was wondering why that line wasn't like. I noticed Villano on the ice more than Demidov for the first two periods, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I went to go check his ice time.
He's earning Joe Villano's earning opportunities, and
he's earning my respect.
But him and Kirby Dach, dude.
He's playing. Like, he's not that number one centerman or second line centerman yet.
No, but
he's playing good. He's playing well.
But I think he's playing well because he doesn't have the number two centerman responsibilities.
Yeah,
like there's
less pressure on him.
Well, that's exactly it. There's less. You know who else has less pressure on him, and that's why he's performing well? Alex Newhook. Look, dude, you were there. Look how comfortable he looks at the wing.
But exactly, and I think, and this is how I'm saying. So Demidov was quiet, and I looked at his ice time at the end of the second period, and it was only 8 minutes, and I was like,
okay.
It was. Yeah. I was with my friend. I'm like, I'm not seeing Demidov. Like, is he injured? Is he not? And thank God for the F-117 with the Zoom that I had. I actually went to Zoom on the bench, and I was trying to find him, and I'm like, fuck, Demidov is there. He's not playing. And I went to go look at his ice time. It was only 8 minutes, and I'm like, fuck. And then I think he's trying to. I think Marty has so much trust in the whole team as a whole.
Yeah, dude.
When you're seeing your third line and fourth line playing a lot on important games like this, that goes to show your coach is just splitting ice time on everybody. Not just the first line. I'm telling you, I saw Villano on the ice more than Suzuki and Cole at the beginning. I was like, what's going on?
Villano had 12 minutes of ice. This is a weird stat. Brendan Gallagher had only 10 minutes and 14 seconds of ice time.
Yeah.
That is strange. But the full trusting at Arbor Jack guy, 14 minutes and 32 seconds. I'd have to check all the games so far, but I think this is the most ice time he's had all season. I think. I could be wrong, but this probably has to be one of the tops. And Mike Matheson, again, 25 minutes. Lane Hudson,
Matheson
22.
played a great game yesterday.
Dude, but let's talk about this real quick. You mentioned Kirby Dach being comfortable in his role, Alex Newhook being comfortable in his role. Mike Matheson, man, there's no denying it. No power play responsibilities, just focus on 5-on-5 and penalty kill when the time comes. Look how he's playing. Look how amazing he's playing. It's so funny how last year I saw many Habs fans on Twitter wanting to send Mike Matheson to the moon. Get him out of here, get him out of here. They were trying to run him out of town. Now look at him. Now, is it because he's playing for a contract year? Could be. there's maybe that motivational factor there. I think so. Who wouldn't? Kirby Doc as well. Absolutely.
You know
But
who else is playing great so early on
uh
into the season when he's a player that only wakes up in December, January?
Uri Slavkovsky, dude. Absolutely.
Fucking beauty.
Absolutely, man.
He
Oh,
is
I'm so
he
happy you
is
mentioned him.
playing
Yes.
great.
Yes.
He got
Yes.
6 goals already at this early on.
It took
His
him
first
6 goals
goal,
and it took him to like I
18
think last
games
season.
last year to score 1. He's already at
And
6.
I think in December he was at 6 goals last season, if I remember. If he keeps this up, like I didn't calculate what he's on pace for. He's got to reach 20 again, maybe more.
At this rate, he's hitting more than 20. If
I'm gonna
and he
calculate
was
this. Hold on.
sorry, he's hitting more than 20 at this rate because look, we've all said this. Slav is a great hockey player. He just lacks consistency. And
He's second on the team with most goals after Cole, right? Cole
mhm,
Caulfield 10 goals, Slavkovsky with 6, Alex Newhook 5.
but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. If Slav does not drop, all right, and lose that momentum, I don't want to see that because we've all said this since day one.
You want to know what he's on pace for?
Over 30.
Is- Well, he's got 6 goals in 12 games. So he's getting half a goal every game. There's 82 games. So he's
Or
on
40
pace.
goals.
He's on pace for 41 goals. I
So
mean,
gotta
I
get-
don't know if it's gonna happen, but keep making your point, and I'm gonna calculate
well,
Caulfield's.
look, if he stays consistent,
Mhm.
like we've all seen him do, then yes, he can hit that 30 goal mark. I'm not saying he's gonna hit 30, but at this rate, staying consistent, he will. We noticed that last year when he starts slow and he picks up the game and then he
Yeah.
drops again and he hits the 20. The year before, quiet all season. Come January, he was a superstar.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing that January slash in October. If he
Well,
can
yeah.
continue that in November, December, January, he's gonna get that number 1 overall pick status.
Well, I think he got a rude wake up call in his exit meeting with management.
But I think
I think they told him like, look, there's it's such a small sample size of what they show in the documentary, but I'm sure some of the message was like, "Yo, kid, like, not get your head out of your ass, but like, don't party so much. Don't think you got the world in your fucking hands because you don't. Even if you're first overall pick in the biggest market, like, yeah, you're confident, yeah, but it's like in a very non-aggressive way, but get your head screwed on straight, buddy. Like, kid, like you have to come in start like don't just talk the talk, walk the walk, and he's definitely proving it. Absolutely 100% proving it.
Suzuki as well.
How the heck?
So not selfish, man. That guy is just.
He's only got 2 goals.
But you know what?
And
Just watching him play,
he's crazy.
just watching him play, he just he has like he just wants to pass the puck. Look at
Dude.
look at the goal yesterday. He was right in front of the net. He could have just tapped it in. Instead, he does a turn and pass and like he just
Anthony,
wants to pass the puck.
Anthony, he's top 10 in the league with points at 18. He's only 2 points behind Mark Scheifele, who's leading the league in points with 20. And he's only
18
got
points in 12 games.
and he's only got 2 goals. He only has 2 goals. And he's ranked, first of all, he's tied for 4th with Macklin Celebrini, which is, dude, Malkin, Makar, Celebrini all have 18 points with Nick Suzuki. Jack Eichel at 19, Nathan McKinnon 19, Mark Scheifele at number 1. And he's only got 2 goals.
Imagine when he starts putting it in, because it takes time for him to score goals. You saw that last season and the season before, right?
True, but man, like
imagine.
Talk about a complete game though he's playing. 200 dude, like that spinorama pass.
That's it. He could have scored that. He was right in front of the net.
You know what both, not both, actually all 3 of them, Slav, Suzuki, and Caulfield, they look like they're having so much fun out there playing together. more than we've ever seen.
Mhm.
And yeah, they're a year older and they're a year more mature, both maybe physically and mentally. Slav, especially a year more mature on the physical aspect. But like Suzuki and Caulfield, they're now starting to scratch the surface of their prime. Like I don't even know if they're there yet, but they're getting there. And how like I know Suzuki's 25, like that's when like your prime physical years start. And you're there till like the ages of like 28, 29 probably. All depends the body and the person. But Cole is just about to get there and Slap's not there yet. Neither is Demidov, neither is Lane Hudson. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
No.
But again, this is the importance of locking up these guys. This is your core.
I was a bit, and again, not shitting on him. Don't kill me, anybody listen to this, or you too, Sam. But I was a bit disappointed in Hudson's shootout opportunity yesterday. And again, maybe he was trying to, do something different to surprise the goalie because us fans are expecting him to, with this beautiful hands that he has with the puck, he could do anything. He has magic with those hands and that puck. So I expected him to deke or
Yeah.
have this
No,
fancy
I see-
move. Instead, he took
Yeah,
a
I see what
slap
you mean.
shot. So I was a bit disappointed in that. Yeah, again, I'm not shitting on him. I was expecting a goal on that and a fancy move on that play.
Oh my God, Budzik misses the breakaway. Who hit the post? Newhook hit the post.
Mhm.
Was it Matheson? I think Mike Matheson hit
It
the
was one of
post.
those games yesterday that Ottawa countered and scored on all our opportunities. So
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Bolzak penalty breakaway, and then they came back and scored.
But
The
this
post
is
came back and scored. It was one of those, and then two posts. It was one of those games that I thought we were gonna lose because of that. Like we played a very good game.
yeah.
It was not perfect, but close to perfect, and you would lose by those stupidities, right? So
Yeah,
I expected a loss yesterday.
but to come back full circle this is the type of games that not the type of game, excuse me, it's the type of plays where it's like you need to learn how to defend better. And the third goal, the Stutzla goal, I think I'm not gonna blame Mike Matheson on it. I don't think he's so much overstepped, but he definitely wanted to pinch into the offense. I think there was a bit of that misunderstanding between Jake Evans and Josh Anderson. Obviously, Josh Anderson found Jake down the middle, and Jake wanted to give it back to Josh Anderson. I don't think Josh was expecting it. But all that to say is like, yeah, it's there needs to be a little bit more of a. It's tough because again the play goes so fast, but like it's just on the overall, you just got to be aware and be quick at defending at those counters, and you know what, on that play too, maybe we could have used a Sam Montembeault reading the play a little bit better than what ended up happening on the ice, right? So there's so many factors. There is so many factors. A lot of times too, though, this is where the goalie makes the difference. You know what I mean? Like this is where Carey Price made the difference for so many years. Is that he made those saves when teams countered on a 2-on-1 or what have you. But that's hockey. You know what I mean? It's one play. What was it? Was it Bolzerk where he missed the net? And then the counter play. That's when Ottawa scored. I believe
it was something like that. I don't remember
something like that
exactly, but it
too.
was something like that.
Or it's either that play or one of the posts. But no, it's again. They're still a young team, and they still gotta work on a few things. But look, man, on the overall, I'm extremely happy with these 2 points. Like they're not getting these wins in overtime by fluke.
So let me compliment someone that
at
we
some
care
point,
dearly about. Go finish that point, and I'm
but
gonna.
but at some point, like you got to give credit where it's due, because they're doing the right things to end up getting those wins. It's not perfect, and when it's against your division rival, especially the Ottawa Senators, now they're just a rival in general. You don't want to give them
That
an
point.
extra point. You don't want to give them an inch or two, you know what I mean, to catch up. But yeah, no, on the overall, they're
Well,
just finding a way
with
to
Sam,
close out these games in overtime.
with Sam, there exactly that. I'll just say it. I miss you, Joey. And I'm gonna say something nice. But we finally have what Joey's been wanting for a long time. We finally have finishers,
Mm-hmm.
we have elite, and we have players that can score goals.
Yeah, Cole, man.
You know, like these wins that we've been seeing are coming from elite talent. The tie yesterday from Demidov, elite talent.
That's an
When we're
elite play right there, man. Oh,
so we're finally like, let's go back in time 2 or 3 seasons ago where we're playing that catch up hockey and losing or going to overtime, can't close it. It's because we didn't have goal scorers. We barely had a 30-goal scorer. Remember, we still have those our prediction episodes every season. How many 30-goal scores are we gonna have? And I used to say, at least 2. And Joey would always get mad at us and say, we live in a fantasy world. We're not gonna get 1. We don't have those type of players. We potentially have 3 30-goal scorers this season, potentially, right?
well, I see. I see Caulfield.
I don't know
Hopefully
where
Suzuki,
if he
maybe Slav. I don't know if Demidov. I don't think Demidov is going to reach that number, but I mean, I could definitely see Cole reaching 30. I hope he reaches 40. But yeah, no,
I'm just saying we finally have that, right? And
yeah.
it's not perfect yet, but we're there. And all these games is that product. The product that Joey's been wanting for a really long time. We finally have it. And a mix of my product, Joey, the product of heart and having fun on the ice. It's a mix, Joe. It's a fucking mix, Joe.
I don't know if he watches this and he sees you wearing that Patriots sweater. I don't know if he's gonna.
First
What?
thing.
And they got so lucky.
First,
I watched
Shut
that
up,
game.
lucky.
They got
We're
so
first
lucky.
in
Actually,
the
no.
East.
Well, hold on. They got lucky that the kicker missed the fucking extra point. That part they got lucky.
Yes.
That
Would
part
probably went
was
to
lucky.
overtime, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, okay.
First in the East, Joey. First in the East. But yeah, no, I'm just just to conclude. I know we're gonna wrap this up now, but just to conclude, we're on a high now. I just hope it stays like this. I hope we can keep this consistency. There's something I want to say, but I'm scared to say it because I don't want to jinx it.
Oh boy.
You know what? Fuck the jinx. It doesn't exist. Okay. We
Okay.
gain our own luck. We haven't, and I think this is what makes us a playoff team. We have not lost back to back yet. Okay.
Okay.
There's no back to back losses. If we're gonna lose, we get to win the game after. And if we can say that all season long, you're a playoff team, a comfortable playoff team.
What do you mean by we haven't lost back-to-back games yet?
We haven't lost 2 games in a row.
Okay, we haven't lost 2 games in a row. Okay,
what I-
sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you meant when they've had back-to-back games.
No, we
they
haven't
yeah.
lost 2 games in a row. Sorry, that's what I
Right,
meant by
right,
back-to-back losses.
right.
We haven't went down 4 points. It's we lose, we gain, we get 4 points after. We lose another 4 points or 2 points. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if we can
Yeah,
stay that way all season long, you're a playoff
Yeah.
team. Elite
Yeah.
teams, like the Boston Bruins and the Tampa Bay and the Florida Panthers, you're losing 12 game or what's the record? 19 games to no.
Oh, when
12 games.
When Boston set the record like 3 seasons ago, 2-3 seasons in 2023. Yeah, it was something like that. Here, I'll look it up while you say your point.
But that's, if we can keep that going, we'll be in a very comfortable spot early on. I don't want to see the back-to-back losses.
No, absolutely
Now,
not.
time to time, if you get it, it's fine. But we cannot do what we did the last 2 seasons, is having 8-game losing streaks. That you gotta forget about that. We're not a team to lose 8 in a row.
Yeah, the 2022-23 Bruins were 65-12, 5 overtime.
12
losses.
is the right, So, and if you look at Florida last year, for example, I think they're 16 losses. Can we look at last year's standings?
Yeah.
I was actually looking at these stats a few days ago. I forgot the exact numbers.
5. Yeah, I'll just type it in. Well, look, good teams know how to get back onto winning streaks after losing a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly That's what good teams do, and that's exactly like you said. The Panthers and the Bruins at that time. That was the last time they were significant.
So let's look at the good
The
teams. Like,
no the, no 2025. Oh my god, I hate the internet right now. Hold on a sec. 2024, 2025 seasons. Yeah, they were, mind you, that last year they were 47
and
and
31
31.
losses.
Yeah, and the year before that they were 52 and 24. Yeah, and the Bruins were 47 and 20. You know what I mean? So
And
it's yeah.
Capitals, Capitals had the least losses last year, so they had 22 losses last year. Well,
Yeah.
regulation, because then you want to count the overtime, but let's say regulation 22. That's where you have to be at, to be an elite team,
To be
20
to be a
losses.
playoff contending team. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they have to, man. Like I'm looking at November to wrap this up. Like I think Philly's going to be a challenge, but I think they could do it. New Jersey's going to be a challenge. Utah, good team. They're really progressing too. Them too. They were in the rebuild when they were the Coyotes, but they're a good team. But I think they could take them. LA is going to be a challenge. Dallas is going to be a challenge. I think they can. I'm confident the Canadiens could take the Bruins. They could take Columbus. Capitals, hit or miss. Toronto's going to be a hit or miss. Utah, they can take again in Utah. Again, it's going to be a road trip, right? So it's going to be tough. Look, they beat Vegas and Colorado last year. I think they could still again, but Colorado this year they're on a mission. They're on a mission. Vegas too with Marner now. They're on a mission as well. So
Sam, what did you say
it's gonna
last
be
year?
tough.
I think it's game 15 where you establish the what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, games 15 and 20 is you get to see where teams begin to show who they are for
Where
the
they're going to
most
be
part.
and how they're going to finish off.
Yeah,
And we're at
exactly.
game
Which
12 with 9-3.
look, we're on a great track, and I just saw a post on Instagram last,
9-3 in a row.
we just shared it on our Curfew Boys story. The first 12 games, the Canadiens last year were 4-7-1, last in the Atlantic. Now they're 9-3, first in the Atlantic. It's got to mean something, dude. But again, it kind of contradicts what we just said. Now, 12 games in, they're almost last in the Atlantic, almost last in the East, and they made the playoffs by the skin of their
Yeah,
teeth.
but they made the playoffs at the end. It's
By the skin of their teeth. But like again, it's not a end all be all stat or
yeah, for
standings,
sure.
whatever
It's
you want.
not.
But
Look at fucking St. Louis a couple of years ago. They were dead last in
well,
January
exactly.
and they won the cup. You know what I mean? So
Pittsburgh did it. LA did it. So, but for the most part, it's a good sign to see more or less where you're going to
look,
be.
we're on the right track. I'm not looking ahead. I'm not being those fans looking at the ahead of it. To me, it's one game at a time. I'm just very excited to see what we're witnessing right now.
1,000%.
Now,
I can't wait for
everything could
Tuesday
change
night.
tomorrow, but right now at this stage, I'm very happy. The product that this management is building is there. It's nice to see.
Yep,
The future's bright.
1,000%. I it's at that point where like I just can't wait for every game night now.
But exactly right. I don't want to miss a game.
No, me neither.
I'm at that point where, a few years ago, I just we miss, whatever. I'm able to go. I'm back at those days where I didn't want to miss a game. Those clubbing days where my friends went clubbing and those Montreal. Me and Joey were the only two chooches. Guys will meet you at Mumba's after the game. Oh, but it's just a fucking game. It's just a game. No, it's a game. It's just a game for you. But for us, we want to watch. And I'm at that point. My wife is making plans. Well, if the Habs are playing, there better be a TV there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at that stage.
It's so funny. It's so funny you mentioned this because I was approached by my better half earlier tonight. Just like her sister and the sister's boyfriend. They're like, they want to go to the movies Tuesday night. Can you go? And I'm like,
maybe the 10 o'clock showing.
Yeah, if there's a 10 o'clock showing, maybe. But then that means I won't get to do a post game show. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll plan something out off air, you and I, and the rest of the Curfew Boys. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss Tuesday night's game. If she hears this in the
I
other
have
room,
tickets to
so
Tuesday
be it.
night, and I'm not going, so I'm giving it to my son and my wife because I'm a good husband and a good father.
That's
It's
okay.
because I'm going
That's good.
Thursday in New Jersey.
Okay, they don't know that. Shh. All right. Okay. Awesome.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you love what you hear, keep listening to us. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and every podcast platform you guys like to enjoy. If you want to see our beautiful faces, like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. It is free. You can listen, you can follow more of our content on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. I don't even want to say Facebook anymore. We're really barely on that.
That's true too. Yeah.
But yeah, you can follow us there if you want.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter is where we're most active.
Exactly.
Yeah, big
So
time.
follow us on those three. And YouTube is also very important because you see our beautiful faces. Would like to thank our sponsors for this episode, Délicie Lafrenière, Mike's Barbecue Rub, and Habs Cave. All their social media names are on our page. Guys, give them all a follow. Amazing people, amazing content, amazing products. Follow them. Give them their love and support. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, Tuesday night post-game show with the Philadelphia Flyers. Till then, go Habs go, and bye
Let's
now.
go. We hope to see you all on the post game show. Sorry,
Yes.
Ed. Did we cut
Yeah,
off?
yeah. Sorry.
We'll see you there. Until then,
Bye now.
Good
Good
night.
night.